No, I didn't. I got it from YouTube. Funny enough, there was a YouTube video that told you how to get it for free. So I'm like, oh wait, that shouldn't be on recording. Okay, now YouTube knows. Anyway, all right. Chapter 8C. I'm going to edit all of that out of here so you're not going to hear it. All right, so our learning intention for this chapter, okay, is going to be to focus on understanding what this word means, addition rule, and finding the probability of the union of two events. Okay, so there's some keywords that we need to understand. There's going to be union involved here, and we're going to learn this addition rule word here. Also, we're going to know the notation for and or events. Now, you've actually seen this before. Okay, and refers to intersection, or refers to union. Okay, you've seen these before. We're just going to expand on it a little bit. So it's not actually new. In that you're learning something new. It's just now you're seeing how it works in probability. Okay, so you're going to look at those two symbols as well. And as a success criteria, you're going to apply this to find your unknown probabilities. That's essentially what we're trying to do here anyway, finding out the probability of certain events, and then recognizing that and responds to intersection. So again, remember this symbol, intersection, all similar, okay? And or corresponds to union. Union. U. Looks like a smiley face, but union, okay? That's what and or. There's a difference between both of them. All right, and you're going to look at that for the addition rule. All right, so the addition rule. Okay, we don't have to do this, okay, but I want us to have a think about this scenario. It says here, a group of 18 CS locals were asked whether they shopped at Coles or Aldi. Okay, I'm going to highlight a keyword there, Coles or Aldi. Okay, 10 stated they shopped at Coles and 12 stated that they shopped at Aldi. What do we notice about these two statements? All right, let me highlight a few things. 10 stated, oh, that's too dark, sorry. 10 stated they went to Coles. Okay, and what does that mean? And then 12 shopped at Aldi. Let's do another color. Okay, so what does that mean? What does that tell us, guys? Anyone has shared out some thoughts maybe about these two statements? Does that tell us anything about how much shopped at both? Not quite, no. But it does say, but you can assume that the people who shopped at Coles may have also shopped at Aldi. It just doesn't say how many. Likewise, the 12 that shopped at Aldi may have also shopped at Coles. Okay, so this doesn't tell you how much shopped at both just yet. Okay, so in terms of these being mutually exclusive, are they mutually exclusive? The answer would be no. Okay, because it doesn't tell you what's in the middle. Okay, so you've got C and A, and apparently for all of C, and I'm see if I can represent all this. For all of the C, okay, you've got 10. And then for all of A or Aldi, supposedly, you don't have to draw this, okay, you've got 12. Did I do that right? Yes, no. Oh, the other way around, sorry. It should be 12 here and 10 here. Did I get it right? Oops, sorry. Not reading it properly. So, in that regard, yeah, we don't know what's in the middle. Okay, we don't know what's in this intersection, but there's definitely something there. It just doesn't tell us what it is. Okay, so you have to be mindful that when you read a statement, understand what it's saying. Is it saying and or? Okay. All right. So the addition rule. Now, this rule is going to help us figure out the probability of the total, this whole total thing here, this event. Basically, the union. What's the probability of everything in the circle? That's what this rule gives you. So remember, if the events are not mutually exclusive, meaning that there's an intersection, okay, that this rule can be applied. Okay, this rule again, the idea behind this is just to find the union. That's it. What's the probability of everything in the circle? So to find the probability of everything in the circle, all you're doing is add all of A together along with all of B together, but then you're taking away the middle. Does anyone know why you take away the middle? Okay, why do we take away the middle? Take a stab. It's okay if you get it wrong. I don't care. No? Okay. Why is it that we take away the middle, the intersection? Have a think. Why do we take away the middle? Okay, you've got all of the A circle, and then you add it with all of the B circle. What happens with the middle here? What's happening? There's something happening there. It's being added a certain number of times. It's added twice. Why is that wrong? Exactly. There's only one intersection in there, yeah? You don't add the intersection twice. So what we're doing here in this rule is that we're adding A and B together, but we're removing one of the middle because you've added that middle twice. So you have to remove the middle so that you get the proper number. Because if you add it twice, then obviously you're not going to get the correct answer. More of this will make sense as we go. Yes.
Why don't we just add like only A and then only B and make it?
Yeah, that also works, doesn't it? Because normally in the Venn diagram, that's how we've seen it. You've seen it like this before. Let me see if I can get this going. You've got like 2, 4, 7. You've seen that before, yeah? And you can say, yeah, you just add it all together. So like, what's wrong with that? That works too. But the reason why we're teaching you this is because sometimes you'll be asked to work this out algebraically. Not all kids will do it that way, but this is just another way that it's showing you how to do it. And if you think about this, let's actually use these numbers, okay? What's the answer for this, guys? Before we even get to the end, anyone tell me what's the answer already? 12, yeah? 13. It's all right. I'm just going to put that here. No, you can't see it. So this will be 13. Okay, I feel like that's clear enough. Now, if I did all of A, so if I did all of A, what do I get? Anyone want to take a stab? All of A. 6, yeah? So if I went 6 plus, what's all of B? 11, okay? Now tell me, remember, if you do it this way, your answer should be how much? 13, right? But what's happened here? What's 6 plus 11? 17. You're already way ahead or way off. Why is that? Again, it's because of that middle. It got added twice. So what do? You take away. What's in the middle here? Take away 4. So what happens here? So equate this for me. 6 plus 11 take away 4. What does that equal? 13. Okay, and see how they equal one another. Okay, so that's why we use this rule as a way to sort of just show you how to do this algebraically. Okay, now this is just an example for a Venn diagram that's got 2 circles. It'll get a lot trickier when you have 3 circles. Why do you think that might be the case? What if you have 3 circles? What happens? Say. There's more numbers, there's more to add, more to subtract. Okay? So no, for now, we're just going to test you on this. This is it. This is as bad as it gets. I'll tell you that. All right? So if you're already panicking, that's okay. Okay? This is as bad as it gets. Also, another thing to think about is with this, if they are mutually exclusive, so let's say A was, 6 and B was 11. Okay, this would make sense too. PR of A and B, if they are mutually exclusive, would be 6 plus your 11, and that would give you 17. And that would make sense, yeah, because see how there's no intersection? You don't have to minus the intersection there. Okay, so that makes total sense there. If this isn't making sense just yet, I would encourage you to rewatch the video, but we're going to put some in action or in some, we'll leave this for now. We'll go through that next lesson. Actually, no. Does that make sense so far?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not too bad. So just remember the rule. This is the main rule that you have to remember. PR of A union B, if there is an intersection, it's going to be all of A plus all of B minus the middle. That's it. Okay. And we'll do the PBL next lesson, I think. All right. PBL, problem-based learning. All right, so we were talking about this just before. So let's go to this page. And versus or events. Okay, let's go to this. Remember the symbol that we used for and was this. This intersection. Looks like an arch. Okay? Looks like an arch. And for or, it's this symbol, the union. You've seen it before. PR of A intersection B. Right? That's what it's referring to. for example. Let's write that in green. Okay, that's for and. Okay, because it's wanting the middle, the intersection. Okay, and then you've also got or, PR of A union B. Okay, so that's not now asking for both circles A and B. So, or I say all of. I'll say all of actually. That's probably better. Okay, that's what union is. Everything in both of the circles. You don't count the outside. Okay, just everything within those circles. So let's look at some of these examples here. When probabilities involve and, we use the arch symbol. Okay, so for example, the probability of tossing 5 and an odd number on a dice can be expressed as, so here, 5 and an odd number, okay, and right there. So if I was to ask you what are the outcomes, well, what are the possible numbers in I'm assuming this is a dice. So what would be the probability of that be, guys? Have a think. So you've got 5 and odd numbers. So you've got 1, 3, 5. Anything else?
But at the same time,
Yeah,
on
what?
2 different die,
Well, no, this is just be on the one die. It doesn't, because it does say on a die here.
so it would be 1 would be die.
Well, 5 and an odd number. So it's saying,
So one roll, you can roll. Oh, so it's 2 different rolls.
well, no, it's one roll. But it's okay. It's okay. I'll explain more of that as we go. But just think of that as you've got 3 and 6, yeah? A half.
Yeah. And certain.
Okay, what about the probability of union? Okay, so everything, union. The probability of tossing a 4 or an odd number on a die can be expressed as 4 or an odd. So you've got how many? 1, 2, 1, 3, 5, and then the 4 would be 4 numbers. Okay, so it's 2/3. Just remember to simplify when you get these. But understand U and N. We'll go through more of that in these examples below so that they'll make sense. Ooh. Okay, so let's look at this example. Oh, remember back into our first lesson of probability, it's going to be a lot of card questions. So just understand how cards work. Yeah, 52 cards in a deck. You've got 4 different suits. You've got, the letter A all the way to 10. That will normally refer to the numbers. And then you've got Jack, Queen, King being your picture cards. Okay, so just remember that. Are the events heart or club mutually exclusive? Okay, let's listen back to this. Heart or club, is that mutually exclusive? Can they happen at the same time? Okay, so work at the probability of getting a heart or a club. So the PR of getting a heart, let's think about that in the deck of cards. What's the chance of getting a heart?
13.
Which is simplified to quarter. Good. And then what is a club? Same thing, yeah? A quarter. Okay, firstly, are they mutually exclusive? Can they happen at the same time? No, okay, because they're obviously different suits. Okay, so they are mutually exclusive, my bad. Okay, do you remember the law of the rule for mutually exclusive events? So PR of A union B is equal to what? Oh, sorry, this is mutually exclusive. Non-mutual, yeah, this is for mutually exclusive events. Okay, what is that? So it's PR of A plus PR of B. Okay, remember, if they're mutually exclusive, okay, you don't need to minus the middle because, remember, mutually exclusive. I'm going to draw the Venn diagram for it. What does it look like, guys? Venn diagram? No intersection, just 2 circles. So A, B. Okay, so that's the rule for it right there. Okay. All right, so that's for mutually exclusive events right there. All right. Next one. Oop. All right, okay, it's worked it out for us. But here are the answers for it, I guess. So remember, in terms of writing, what I didn't do, sorry, is the continuing that now. So let's actually continue here, sorry. So PR of, let's treat A as a heart. So actually put that here. And this can be clubs. Is club this one or is this spade? That's club, okay. Whoa. All right, going back to this, sorry. So let's finish this off. So what would be the PR of getting a heart or a club? So PR of A union B. Remember that for a heart, it's a quarter, which is 0.25. So that would be PR of that would be, oh, actually, I don't even need to put that. I can just put quarter plus a quarter. And that would equal 2/4, which is 1/2, or 0.5 if you put a decimal as your answer. Okay, the next slide there is basically the same thing, just in, just worked out for you guys. So we'll leave that now. Let's go to the next one. So what happens then, okay, if you have not mutually exclusive. So now you've got circle with an intersection in it. So right here, a die is rolled, and these are all your possibilities. Any dice, yeah, you've got these possibilities. What is the probability of an odd number? What is the probability of a number less than 4? And what is the probability of an odd number or a number that is less than 4? Okay, so you've got 3 probabilities that you're looking for there. Firstly, let's think about it. Look at the outcomes from a dice, yeah? What's the probability of getting an odd number? And we're including 1 there. So you've got 1, 3, and 5. Okay, so what's that out of 6, young'uns? Simplify it to? Good. Always simplify it. Okay, PR of a number that is less than 4, okay? Now, this doesn't say including 4, yeah? Just less than 4. So all the numbers below 4, which is this. Okay, so that would be, again, 3 out of 6, which again, simplified to a half. And the last one is probability of an odd number or a number that is less than 4. So odd number or a number less than 4, okay? So all your odd numbers are 1, 3, 5. So you've got 3. And then how many numbers are less than 4? You've got 1. Just the 2. So how many altogether? 4 out of, which is simplified to good. Okay, if you aren't sure how to do that, use your calculator. All right. I think that might be it. Okay. Vocab check. We'll skip this. But for now, does that make sense? I think the main thing that I want you to get out of this is understanding, okay, what is union and what is intersection. So remember these. When we're asking for and, okay, it's the middle of the circle. Okay, we're asking for union, it's both circles. Okay, and also the addition rule. We're not going to look at this one just yet because it might be a bit too much, but the addition rule that we learned here. So understand this. PR of A union B, okay, and what the rule is for that. You've got, again, this rule. So to get it, you go all of A plus all of B, take away that middle, okay? And we understood why that makes sense here, if you look at this example, okay? Because when we added A and when we added B, it equaled 17, which was not correct because we should have gotten 13, right? So hence why we have to remove that middle to get back to that 13. Any questions? Basically it. Okay, so we're going to now do our exam exercises, which is 8C. Okay, questions 1, 2, and 7. You've got about 20 minutes left.